Well then, this is apparently what it looks like to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have to say, I am appreciating just how quiet it is. There's hardly anyone around. This is basically another, what I have dubbed to be a screw it, let's do it ride. Because I basically couldn't sleep a wink last night. And it got to the point where it was 5 o'clock and I'm thinking, there is no way I'm gonna get a single hour of sleep tonight. So, fuck it. I'm not that sure what to do actually. I'm just pottering about. See if I can find somewhere nice and quiet where I can just chill. Chillax. Let's see what's down here. Well, I know what's down here. 7 till 8. Ooh. Well then, I want to go exploring, but I don't know what time high tide is. See if there's a notice board somewhere. I'm sure it'll be alright. I'll just keep an eye on the water level. Ooh. Fucking. Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of people who think that this is stupid what I'm doing. I'm not exactly wearing appropriate footwear for this. Stay there. Fuck. Pissing hell. There we go. Right, that was a faff, but honestly there's no way I'm leaving my bike up there because I don't know who's about and I don't want this to get nicked, so I hope that doesn't fall. I guess for some of you 6 o'clock is not really that early, but I would have been out at 5 because that's what time I got up, but my camera wasn't charged, which is something that I have a habit of forgetting about after each ride. So the last time I went out it was like 11:30, came back at 1 o'clock. I went straight to my computer to pull all of the footage off, and you'd think that because the plug, the socket, is right next to my computer, that it would be the first thing that I would do after I pulled off all of the footage from the card and got it on my computer. But no, I should buy like a station or something that I can put on the desk next to my computer so that I'll never forget, and then I'll always have my camera when I need it. What in God's name? Has anybody lost a flipper? What an, well, you know, I was going to say what an unusual thing to find, but then it's not really an unusual thing to find at all, really. I mean, we are at the beach, this is the sea. Licensed Propeller Fin technology. I'm not quite sure what to do with this. I think I might try and hand it in, but then again, it's like 6:30. Stash it up here somewhere. Anyway, this insomnia thing, I hesitate to call it that because I wonder if, yeah, I'm sure insomnia is actually a clinically diagnosable problem and I haven't actually been to see anybody about it. So, trouble sleeping, yeah. I don't know, well, yes, actually, I do know why it happened. It was because, and especially during my time at university, particularly of around, of around 10 or 11 o'clock at night, I fell into this habit of just doing things that were sort of work related at that sort of time of the evening, just because I was in the mindset of, well, you know, this will only take half an hour, I've got time before bed, I can do that, get it over and done with, you know. And what I found, well, in hindsight, looking back on it, it was sort of less apparent at the time, was that I ended up working later and later and later, and I ended up waking up later and later. So, because I was at university, usually you never really start at like a usual time. Sometimes you're not in the morning, sometimes you are in the morning, but you don't start until 10 o'clock. So if I had been in like a working sort of a situation where, you know, you kind of have to get up at 8 o'clock because you always start every day at 9, I think that would have been less likely to have happened. But you know, it wasn't actually a requirement to actually get up at a specific time because I didn't have to be in at a specific time each day. And so I figure, well, you know, it's alright if I miss an hour here because I can just make up the time an hour somewhere else, which usually ended up being of an evening, which of course is like a vicious circle really when you think about it, because it meant that I just ended up working some nights till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then you sleep in until 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. No. Yeah, sorry, I was trapped by my own sentence structure there. So I figured I'd come down here for a few minutes, just breathe some sea, salty air, make me feel invigorated, and I'm hoping that's gonna give me some kind of, I don't know, relaxation, I suppose, to help me power through the day. Because anyone who's pulled an all-nighter will know, inevitably, some point the next day, you will crash. Unless, of course, you're one of those weirdos who just doesn't need sleep at all. Mind you, I could do with that kind of a brain. I think I'll head back off on the road now, actually. I don't want to spend too long here because I don't want to get cold and then freeze on the road. Ah! Oh well, I guess I found out that my overshoes have stopped being waterproof. Dropped me food, me bait. I dropped me bait. Right. Some of you must be thinking, what is the point? Just leave it down here. What can I say? I'm a nice person. Someone might have lost it. You never know. Oh Christ, this is gonna be a challenge, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Thank God for that. I had visions of falling down. Chains fell off. There we go. He must think I'm having a laugh. What on earth is this idiot cyclist doing carrying this flipper that he's found on the beach? See, to be honest, I don't expect to find anywhere open. Somebody in there? Maybe. Hi. So I just found this over there. I wasn't quite sure what to do with it.
Oh, I think it might be the ceiling, or it could be the lads on the canoes.
Alright.
I'll go down there and check.
Okay.
Right, that's great.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. See? There we are. One good deed done for the day. Fucking hell. That is an awful corner. So last time I went to Newcastle, this time I thought I'll go the opposite direction and cycle to Priory, which is where I was before, with all the rocks, and then follow the coast around to the links, which is by far my favourite route, especially when it's sunny, which it's not at the moment, but an award-winning coastline? Yeah, I can buy that, but then I live here, so I'm biased. Come on, mate! Use your brain! Oh, fucking hell. Actually, that one wasn't so bad. I'll let him off. Thank you. Someone's splashing out. That's better, I can relax now. Alright. Time for some foodibles. Nom nom. I need to find that microphone that I used to use. I have a sneaky suspicion that I might have left it in the glove box of my car, because I remember I used to use it while I was driving as well. I used to clip it to the gear stick. Oh no, I would wrap it sort of around the gear stick, but then clip the actual microphone onto my t-shirt. So I might have left it in the glove box. It was a decent microphone. It was just like a cheap £3 thing that I bought from eBay. And it did a very good job of picking up my voice whilst eliminating wind noise, because it had one of them wind socks on it. Yeah, in terms of professionalism, I probably think it wasn't really that good for the quality, but you know, it did the job. A lot better than the camera, the actual camera's microphone anyway. But then of course I stopped using the camera, so I figured that I must have bundled it away somewhere in one of them shoe boxes that I keep all of my wires in. That's filled with leads that I have not a clue what they do. I figured it would be in there, but then I turfed all of my boxes out, tipped all of my wires out onto my bed, couldn't find it. So I'll have to check my glove box. £3 eBay. And when you think that a lot of these microphones where you go into say like Curry's or PC World, they cost like 15-20 quid. They're professional microphones you would use in a studio, I suppose. There is a cycle route up here, or like a footpath, which I've been meaning to find. I think it's up this way. Is this it? Could be it. No. That's not actually the cut that I was looking for. It could be here, maybe? I could have came through that way. I didn't. Oh, this is it. Excellent. Right, where did I get up to? Oh yes, £3 microphone from eBay. Brilliant. I thought that was a deal. Then, obviously, I realised I needed an adapter to change it from a 3.5mm input to a mini USB. So, along with the microphone, I bought a little adapter, just like a tiny little wire, with like the socket on one end and the mini USB on the other. That was like £2-3 as well. So I thought that's great. I spent roughly a £5 in getting a decent microphone for my camera. And then, when I actually got the microphone, it wasn't working. So I did some research. Turns out that you actually need to buy from GoPro an official adapter, otherwise it doesn't work. That tiny little cable, it's about that wide, it'll only work if you buy it from GoPro. Guess how much that cost? 20 quid. I ended up paying what you'd expect anyway. Thank you. I have considered possibly recording the footage on my camera and then taking audio separately, maybe using like a small dictaphone, because when I started using that little mini adapter, I noticed that from then on the charging cable came a bit loose. It's like the inside, the pins of the mini USB port inside the camera have become loose. So now when I plug the camera into my computer and then I start downloading footage, I'll get like halfway through it and then randomly it'll disconnect and then I'll have to download the odd clip all over again, which is not very practical. And you know what? I love technology, but sometimes it can be a right faff, a massive pain in the arse. Nothing, just a blank stare. Ridiculous, she fucking looked at me as well. Traffic is picking up now, I guess I better concentrate. Oh, damn. Sod's law. It's ridiculous, there is nowhere you need to be that requires you to be 5 seconds faster, unless you're late, in which case it's your own fucking fault. Back off, mate, please. You're turning right, for fuck's sakes. You know, it's such a shame because I had a really nice ride. I went to the beach, cycled around the coast, and it was great, you know. I had an excellent morning, but there's always one or two arseholes that have to spoil it. Might put my feet up when I get in, have a cuppa.